What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kelly Matthews, and today we're gonna talk about how to build boulder shoulders. A lot of people want to know how to get that capped delts look, so I'm gonna go over all of my favorite exercises to work the front, medial, and rear delts. We're gonna start with a seated dumbbell shoulder press or overhead press. I think this is the most important movement when it comes to building your shoulders, not just because of the pattern itself, but because you can load it up heavier than most of the other exercises that we're gonna be able to do. So this is always a staple in my training. You're gonna wanna bring your bench almost all the way up to like a full vertical incline. I like to go just a little further back. It's usually just a little bit friendlier for your shoulders, and you are gonna hit a little bit more of the front delt from this angle. I also like to, if you can, pitch the seat up a little bit to make it easier to sit down. The easiest way to bring the dumbbells up to your shoulders is to use your knees. So you're gonna place the dumbbells right on your thighs, and then you're kind of gonna kick your knee up toward your shoulder and bring them up to your starting position. I like to start with them up overhead first, get set. If you're on the shorter side, I would elevate your feet on something so that you're able to maintain a good position, because what'll happen, especially if you're shorter, is you're gonna try to kind of push your feet into the floor and you're gonna end up lifting your butt. So try to keep your butt planted, keep your ribs down. We're gonna lower the dumbbells down. You wanna hit at least 90 degrees. Ideally, we'll get a little bit lower so that we can get more range of motion here. And then you're gonna press all the way back up. I don't care as much about the angle of your elbows. I like to come slightly out in front because that's what feels best for my shoulders. If you feel good going straight out to the side, that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. Also, for the anterior or the front delt, we're gonna do a dumbbell forward raise. So you're gonna start standing. I like to have my feet about hips width distance apart, slight bend in the knees, hips can go back a little bit, and then you're just gonna lift up and out. Your elbows should stay fairly straight. And the angle, you can change up a little bit as long as you're primarily going out in front of you instead of turning it into a lateral raise, you'll be good. So whatever feels best for you is the right choice. Elbows stay almost straight. You want to get to at least shoulder height. You could even go a little bit higher if that feels okay. And then always lower down with control. For the rear delt, which is the delt muscle that sits back here, we're gonna do a seated dumbbell rear delt fly. So what I like to do is scoot my butt right to the edge of the bench, scoot your feet out so that you have some space, and then you're gonna hinge your chest toward your thighs. So you're gonna come down at an angle here. Start with your arms relaxed, and then you're gonna come up and out like you're opening up a set of wings. Don't think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. It's gonna end up looking like this, which is not what we want. We wanna focus on the rear delt, so really just think about floating the backs of your hands up toward the ceiling and keeping minimal bend in your elbows. Also try not to sit up as you go. I see that happen a lot, so keep your chest down so you can keep that tension on your delts. One of my favorite delt exercises is gonna be a cable lateral raise. It's gonna be unilateral, so single side. So you need just one cable attachment. I would use a regular handle. You can also use a wrist strap. That can be really helpful in kind of taking your grip out of it. So if you have an ankle strap or a wrist strap, you can use that as well. I would go fairly light on these. They're gonna be humbling. And what you wanna do is set up so that your working arm is reaching slightly across your body. And then you're gonna take a step out from the cable so that the stack is not touching down when your arm is extended out. I like to grab on here just for a little stability. You can even lean away to change the angle a bit. And then from there, you're gonna lift up and out, slightly out in front of you. You should get to at least shoulder height. And you're gonna have tension the whole time because of the nature of the cable. So you wanna make sure that you're controlling the movement, not only on the way up, but on the way down as well. So you're gonna lift all the way up. You can see my elbow is almost straight. and then I'm gonna lower all the way down, reach across my body, get some good length in that delt, and then reach up again. This next exercise is going to be a cable Y raise. This will be for your posterior delt. And what you want to do is set the cable down low. You will need two sides, and ideally you're going to be on a cable setup where they're fairly close together. If it's really wide, it's just going to be a little bit more awkward, but it can be done if that's your only option. And what you're going to do is cross the cable. So when I'm facing it, my right arm is going to grab the one that's on my left. My left arm is going to grab the one that's on my right, and you want to step back a bit and allow those cables to make like a little X out in front of you. From there, you're gonna stand up tall. I like to look straight ahead. I have a bad habit of putting my chin down, so look straight ahead. And then you're gonna pull straight up into a Y formation, just like you were doing a YMCA. So it's gonna be up and back with your arms pretty much straight, and you wanna keep them straight for the duration of the movement. When you come down, you don't have to let your hands come across like this. You can just bring them down in front of you and then go straight back up. What you don't want to do is get super wide out here or go straight up like this. Try to kind of split the difference. Those are my 5 go-to shoulder exercises. Obviously, exercise selection is subjective and everybody is gonna have different opinions about what their favorite exercises are, but those are my favorites. And the most important thing when it comes to training any muscle group when you're trying to build muscle is training close enough to failure and managing your volume. You need to make sure you're doing enough hard working sets close enough to failure so that you can build those boulder shoulders. Thanks for joining me today. If you like my content, please follow me, subscribe, and you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Kelly L. Matthews. See you guys next time.